This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and it's that time again, for better or worse, boys and girls and parents too. It's the 2018 Back to School Laptop Roundup, some of the best choices. Now, I'm focusing here for high school and college students, so not grade school, not middle school, though maybe middle school, there's a little overlap. So these are reasonably powerful laptops that can get you through some college years kind of work, or your advanced upperclassmen work in high school, all that sort of thing. We're going to look at them now. Now I'm going to give you the quick rundown on these. Almost all of these, with only one exception, we have reviewed. So check out our channel and use that little search magnifier glass icon to search for the individual laptops that you're interested in seeing the full reviews of. First up is one that I haven't reviewed, but I have used, and we're going to go from the most affordable up to the most expensive. Though the Dell Inspirons we're going to mention, they run a variety of price ranges too. But the first is the HP Pavilion X360. It's a 2-in-1 with a pen and a touchscreen and a full HD IPS display. And right now, because it's back to school season, you can typically find it on sale for around $600. All of the laptops I'm talking about have the current generation Intel processors, by the way. So it has that, a Core i5. It even has a 256 gig NVMe SSD, 8 gigs of RAM. That's pretty nice for the price, and for you note takers out there, that's an attractive option in the more affordable range of laptops. Next, there's the Dell Inspiron line, and you can see on screen they really run the gamut of sizes, everything from 11 inches up to 17 inches, 2-in-1s, conventional designs. There's an Inspiron out there for everybody, and pretty much every year lately I've recommended them because there's a lot of value for the money there, and they're built like tanks. They're really very bulletproof. So if you're giving it particularly to younger kids or kids who are not so careful with their tech, boy, these things really hold up pretty well. Next up is a newcomer for the laptops, and that's the Huawei MateBook Pro X. We reviewed this a couple of months ago, and boy, people did fall in love with this. And because it has a really premium build, it has a 3:2 aspect ratio, high resolution display, something you usually only find in Microsoft Surface products, which are pretty pricey, Intel Core i5 and i7 processors, and it starts at $1199. Swing, that's a pretty good deal. Next up, there's the old standby, the Dell XPS 13. It's a premium build. It's extremely compact. This is great when you're running around from class to class, from home to work, everything in between. And it comes in two different flavors. I think the traditional, the first offered, the one that has a variety of legacy ports on it, is still the better pick for most people because it has more than just USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 ports. But this starts around $999 and goes up from there. So with Dell, they always offer a variety of configurations. So you can start light and still get a pretty good machine, or you can really configure it and hit like $1,800. Is up to you. But good build quality, excellent screen on this, pretty good keyboard. Yeah, it's good stuff. Next up is the LG Gram 15. It's also available in 13.3 and 14-inch sizes too, but this one is $1,250, and it's insane, right? It's called Gram because it weighs about 1 kilogram, so it's about 2.4 pounds or 1 kilogram in weight. When you really want to keep it light, but you want a big 15-inch screen when you're going from class to class and all that sort of thing, boy, it's hard to beat this. Core i7 inside, SSD, 1080p touchscreen, and there's no performance compromise versus something that weighs a lot more, and it's got pretty good structural rigidity too. Sweet. Next up for you Mac people, there's the 13-inch MacBook Pro, the 2018 edition with the quad-core CPU and the touch bar, because they're only making it with the touch bar with the Intel 8th generation CPUs. It's expensive at $1799, but it's a Mac. You're used to that, right? One of the things you're going to get, besides really nice build quality, a very lovely high-resolution display, still without touchscreen though, is really good CPU performance because Apple uses the 28-watt CPU versus the usual 15-watt in Ultrabooks, so the computational power here does give you a little edge, which is nice as a compensation. Now the 13-inch MacBook Air, I know some of you are going to buy it, but I have a hard time recommending it because really Apple has just kind of not done anything with it in years. It's getting pretty out of date. It does have a nice normal keyboard though in its favor, yes, but not particularly impressive resolution TN display on it. The CPU, you get the idea, but I know some of you are going to buy it, and there are some good deals out there, so I can understand that. All right, moving on from Ultrabooks to more powerful laptops. Say your kid is a gamer or wants to go into game design, all that sort of thing. Well, first off, in the affordable segments, there's the Acer Nitro 5 that we'll be posting a review of soon, and this is around $800, $849 starting price. Intel 6-core CPU in here, very powerful. NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti, good for introductory solid level gaming, even with AAA titles. Not bad looking, a little gamery, a little boy racer, you get the idea, but Acer's been doing a lot of really good value for the money in terms of performance. There's also the Dell G7 that we reviewed, another 15.6-inch laptop. It typically starts about $100 more than the Acer, and it comes with the same 6-core CPU and your choice of an NVIDIA GTX 1050 or a GTX 1060 Max-Q dedicated graphics processor. A lot of horsepower for not too much money and a fairly durable polycarbonate build. Lastly, for you high-end shoppers who, again, are looking for a gaming laptop that's still very portable, there really is nothing like the 15-inch Razer Blade. In terms of build quality and design, this is the black MacBook. It is just sweet, sweet, sweet. It's also more powerful than the Nitro and the Dell G7, and it should be. It starts at $1899. You can get a full HD, fast refresh, 144 Hz display with this. You can even get a 4K display. Again, 6-core 8th-gen CPUs, and your choice of NVIDIA GTX 1060 Max-Q or 1070 Max-Q. So this will run circles around most laptops on the market, yet it's just as portable as you can imagine. It's well under 5 pounds in weight and pretty thin and all that sort of thing. It's going to run a little hot on the bottom, though, like most gaming laptops, and more so because it is thin and light. But if you got the bucks to spend and you want the best, well, this would be it. So what wouldn't I recommend? Like I said, the MacBook Air, because it is so dated and it's not super great for the value that you get for the money, but I understand if you really want a Mac computer, it is the most affordable. And it has a more normal keyboard than the 12-inch MacBook. The other one that I love but is getting out of date now is the 2017 Surface Pro, whose name says it all. It's still dual-core CPU, so unless you're finding it on a good sale, I would not go with that this year. I do love the device, but until they update it, I hate to see you paying that much for last year's technology. And beyond that, this is a fantastic time to be buying a laptop. I have to say, there are not many out there that are really terrible, at least in the price ranges that we're considering here today. So there are other honorable mentions because this could go on forever. There's absolutely nothing wrong and a lot right with the Lenovo Yoga 920, the one with the watch band hinge, for example. There are the Lenovo ThinkPad series. I'm not so sure that those are much of the back-to-school crowd kind of laptops, but hey, some of you may love ThinkPads and want to buy them for your kids. The X1 Carbon, the X1 Yoga, the X series in general is fantastic and extremely portable. The HP Spectre X360, for example, and you've got pen support there for note takers, just like you do with the Lenovo Yoga 920. And then there's the Surface laptop, which is a reasonably good laptop for the price. Surface products tend to be expensive. Surface Book 2 is great. It's a lot of money. I'm not sure how many of you are going to buy that for back to school, but Surface laptop, the pricing on that is pretty good, and it does support a pen, even though it's not a convertible. So there you have it, 2018 back to school. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more cool tech videos. Check out those laptop reviews for these laptops we've talked about, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.